Hi beauties, it's Jean Piersanti with Beauty and the Stamper, and today we're going to be painting buffalo checks. So let's go ahead. For my palette, I'm going to be using the acrylic inks from Arteza, and this one is a magenta light. I'm also going to be using a cold gray and then a mauve pale. So it's not going to be your traditional red, black, and gray, but I wanted more of a Valentine's feel. So I've got the heart from the Dollar Tree, I've got some painter's tape, and then I've got my palette. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is cut these bad boys off. We don't need those. And then we're going to get out our painter's tape, and we're going to put right down the center. And I have the rotary mat, so you could actually line up your center line here and your center line there. And then you just line up your center of your painter's tape, and you should be all good. And I'm going to just leak that painter's tape down like that. It'll hold it nicely down. Then I'm going to take just a little bit of painter's tape, and I'm going to line that right up against the edge there. And that's going to give me the exact width that I need. And then we're going to take some more painter's tape, and this is just over and over and over again. And we don't have a lot of room, so you can go with a thinner painter's tape. You could go with some washi tape if you wanted to. And then I'm just going to get my little X-Acto knife here, and you're going to pull that painter's tape up and then put it on this side. And then another piece to go right here. So we've done all of this here, and you could paint the background any color you want. So if you wanted to do it in like a white or a light pink, whatever you'd like, you can go ahead and do that. In fact, I'm wondering if I should leave it this wood, because I really do like the wood, or if I wanted to go with the gray. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the wood and then put the gray over it. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got our paintbrush here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it right on the painter's tape. And then just grab that, and you're just going to paint So once you get all done painting, which I'll probably just paint off camera because it takes a while and then it needs to dry. So we'll go ahead and do all this painting, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done that. And then as you can see, I just take a piece of paper and put it underneath there. And any place like that, that way I could brush right off the edge and not get it all over my mat. So we've got that all done. And then now we're going to lift this painter's tape up. And you can keep this same tape if you want, or you can use brand new tape, whatever you'd like. But look at those nice straight lines that we got there. Really nice. So it looks like I got a little tiny piece of, there we go, brush on there. So we're just going to let this dry, and it's not going to take very long. And then after it dries, we'll put the checks going the other way. Okay, our paint has dried. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to find around about the center of our heart where we want it to be. And I think we're good with right through here. And we're going to go right back to doing the same thing. And I've just opted to get brand new painter's tape. There we go. And we're going to do the same here. Grabbing that. And we're going to have just a little bit up there, and that is okay. And then same down here. There we go. Now, same thing, we're going to choose our next color. And I'm going to stick this under here. You can go with the exact same color if you'd like. I just want it to be a little fun. So I'm going with, no, I'm going to go with the pink here, this magenta. And then for this one, I'm just going to stick this in here because I don't want to dirty it up too much. We'll put that magenta on here. And I am not worried about the ink being on here. I'm okay just because we're going with this same color, and it's going to give it a little bit of texture, if anything. So we're going to go ahead and go over this guy. And the same here. Ah! I wasn't thinking. So I'm going to get out really quick because I don't want this to stay on there. Just clean this off real quick. So when you do work with the acrylics, they are a water base, so you can usually get it off if you don't wait for it to dry. And there we go, we're all good. So I'm just going to again continue doing this, and I will see you in a minute when this is all done. Okay, so we have gone and painted the magenta on here, and now we're just going to let that dry for just a minute. We're not going to take off the tape. We're going to leave the tape on. If you don't want to wait for it to dry and you happen to have one of these heat tools, you could also dry it with your heat tool. Just keep it a little bit further away and you can dry that up real quick and real easy, especially on the wood here from the Dollar Tree, because it's almost like a balsa wood. So we'll just go ahead and dry that up, and then we'll start on the next part. Okay, it is all dry, And I can kind of see through. I don't know if you, I think you can too. You can see where those darker lines are. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go back with the painter's tape again. And we are going to put these on the lighter lines, leaving those darker lines to show. So I'm going to line this up again where we had it before. This is probably the hardest part of the whole project. So we're going to line that up. Line this up as well. Yeah, I think that's the hardest part of the whole project there, is getting these right back over those lines. And then the same on this side. There we go. Now, we've got these little checks left. We're going to take the mauve, pale mauve, and I chose this because I'm assuming that it's going to be a little bit darker than it was before. And I'm going to take this piece off. And just put another little piece there. And working with that, we're going to color in those darker squares. So if you don't know where the darker squares are, just do the whole thing. So whatever you want to do, but we're just going to color these little darker squares in. And I will go ahead, once these are all painted in, and I'm doing just a light paint because you can have that seeing through if you'd like. So it's buffalo check, so everything works. And we're just going to go ahead and do the whole thing, and then I'm going to let it dry, and then we'll be back for the reveal. Okay, we've got this all done. I think all my squares are covered. I hope. So we're all done there. We're just going to let this guy dry, and then go ahead and do the reveal and say a little prayer beforehand. So let's go ahead and check it out. And we're just taking off all these pieces, and this is where we find out if it worked or not. Let's see. Ah, yes, so pretty. And there we go. Look at how pretty that is. Isn't that super cute? And then, like I said, you could have painted this a different color if you'd like. But I like it a lot with that color. So I think it's really pretty. And that's how you do buffalo checks. So if you find this informative, please give me a thumbs up. We'll go ahead and decorate this in a future video. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. And I will talk to you later. Bye!